Welcome to October. So September is historically Bitcoin's worst month. Since 2013, it has averaged negative returns. Yet this September, Bitcoin defied history, rising 6.25%, just like it did last year. And as if to set the tone, October, which is the start of Q4, typically Bitcoin's strongest quarter, October being the second best month historically for Bitcoin, has wasted no time at all. On day one to this point, Bitcoin has risen about 3%. Ironically, this is on the same day that the US government shut down after failing to agree on a spending package. Now, the broader macro backdrop feels very familiar. 1 year ago, Bitcoin was coiled in a long period of consolidation, and just as central banks around the world shifted toward easier monetary policy, Bitcoin began climbing. It's the exact same pattern that we see today. So the Federal Reserve has officially begun its rate cutting cycle. We all know this. 2 weeks ago, the Fed cut by 25 basis points, and markets are pricing in 100 basis points of total cuts between now and next year. That conviction only strengthened after today's jobs data. ADP employment showed a 32,000 job loss for September compared to expectations of a 51,000 job gain. Even worse, August numbers were revised down from a 54,000 job gain to negative 3,000 jobs. A weakening labor market is reinforcing the Fed's decision to cut rates, sending yields lower and pushing investors back out on the risk curve. Gold has already broken out as well. It broke out earlier in the summer, and now it looks like it's Bitcoin's turn. So just like gold, Bitcoin stands to benefit from the secular weakness that we've seen in the US dollar. The same forces that unleashed gold's unprecedented bull run that it's currently on are at work here, and it's only a matter of time before Bitcoin follows suit. And on-chain data backs up this idea that seller exhaustion is approaching and Bitcoin will have a great Q4. Bitcoin is now held above $100,000 for 174 days straight. That level has proven to be a key psychological level for long-term holders, those with coins held for 155 days or more, who've been steadily taking profits. This is supply that sat idle for years and has finally come to market, and now, so it seems, that wave of selling is drawing to a close. And again, this is the same playbook as late last summer. Months of choppy consolidation, profit-taking from OG holders, and then exhaustion of selling just as global monetary policy shifts into easing. And you put it all together, and October looks primed to be a breakout month, as it generally is historically. I didn't even mention that Wall Street has returned from the summer doldrums, and broadly, this macro backdrop will influence all investors to move out on the risk curve. So if Bitcoin does clear $124,000, and we're only 5.5% away from that, the next upside targets would be 135K, followed by 150K, judging by where sell orders have been placed. We've seen this movie before. The macro tailwinds are very aligned and the supply dynamics are shifting. Bitcoin finally looks ready to move after a boring summer. The only question is, how high does October take us this time? That's all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and of course repost so more people can see this and follow for more. And check out Horizon. So Horizon lets you buy Bitcoin using your home's equity without any new debt, monthly payments, interest charges, or term limits. You can check that out at joinhorizon.com, schedule a one-on-one consultation, or just scan the QR code right there. That's all for today's video. Thanks again for watching. I'll talk to you soon.